Hi and welcome to another review. I am your host, Class 47 Peter. No, that was terrible. Don't do that again, you're a fail. Now today's review is going to be opened straight from this parcel which has not long just arrived. Now I don't normally open things in videos straight from the parcel, usually because in the past it has separated the video in two parts. However, since 2012 I've been able to upload videos longer than 15 minutes, so hopefully it shouldn't be the case with this one. Right, so let's get straight down to it, shall we? Well, first of all, it's quite heavy. Also, you'll notice I have blanked out the address because I don't want people turning up on my doorstep taking photographs of me that will suddenly appear on the front of the newspapers and asking for my autograph. No. That was a joke, but it's identity fraud really to have your address on the front. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I've got these scissors, and we'll start by doing that, by ripping the paper. Well, that's a good start. Okay, so we have the actual parcel itself underneath this paper. So that just goes down into the bin behind the camera. There's a bit more here. It's like a Christmas present or a birthday gift. Okay, so there's a little, this is where we will open it from. Do have to be careful. Yeah, here we go. Ah, yes, it's starting to show now. It sounded a bit weird, didn't it? Okay, we're nearly there. Almost. There we go. Well, no, not done yet. There's always a bit of tape that gets away. There we go. Let's brush off any dust. Get rid of the parcel and then bring the model into shot. And there she is. And we have the Bachmann Class 411 4-cart EMU set. Now this is quite special because this is my first EMU I have, and I think it was high time that I bought one, and so I decided to go for this. It's been out for a while, this has, so it's not a new release, but wow. And this model has come from S&J Models, which is where a lot of my stuff has been coming from recently. Well, not everything comes from there. The last loco I reviewed came from Hatton's, which was the Sentinel 4WDM. But anyway, so this is my first EMU. I do have others I have planned to buy in the pipeline. This one is in, we can see the box is huge. This is the biggest box that I have, and done in a video, so it only just fits in the shot. And it's, you can see it has a 21-pin decoder there. 31427, Class 411 4SEP as they're known as, and it's a BR blue and grey. And the unit number is 7113. They do other liveries as well, which is BR green with the full green panels and BR green with the yellow panels, but I wanted this one because I think BR blue and grey looks quite nice. And most of the footage I've seen of these has been in BR blue and grey. In fact, they do look similar to 4 Veps and 4 Sigs. Well, 3 Sigs, should I say, rather. But I have seen a similar EMU back in my childhood days when I went to the Isle of Wight. They were known as the Lymington Slammers. They've sadly been withdrawn now, but when I went to the Isle of Wight in 2004, I saw one of these. Well, it was a similar EMU rather, but it was basically similar and more or less the same thing, going across the bridge in this livery. And so that's another reason why I wanted this. Now before we get down to opening it up, let's do a bit of a history lesson. Well, for starters, we all know, as I said before, they're known as the 4 SEP. They were built at Eastleigh Works from 1956 to 1963, and they lasted 49 years in service. And these are the longest surviving and running BR Mark 1 EMUs. And in the late 70s and 80s, there were refurbishments carried out at Swindon Works. And 4 complete units of these have been survived, so that's really good. Okay, so now we'll get down to the opening. There we go. So you can now see all the boxes. Okay, so how are we going to do this in terms of the review? Okay, well, there's one of the centre coaches. So, well, where do we put them? Wait, hang on a sec. Right, I'm back, and so virtually everything under there is now gone to some temporary places for the purpose of this video. So I'll put the boxes down there, because it sounds like a wise idea, I think. Then here's the other coach. Well, you can see it now. So they're the 2 centre coaches, and in here should be the unit ends. Yeah, here we go, there's the one. And then here's the other one, which, yes, this one is definitely the motor because it's the heaviest. So we'll start with the motor one. And then in the box we have all this gumph. Right, so there's the box. So what we'll do is just lift the camera up. I don't know why I'm lifting it up, just to show you me closing it up, but I'm going to show it anyway. So I'll put it down on the floor there for the time being. Until now we can get in closer. Right, well, now in closer. So what's all this stuff? Well, for starters, oh wow, what's this? Oh wow, I've not seen this before. EPB Preservation Group. Look at that, a leaflet for this. In this train. Well, in with this model train. You know what I mean. Keeping historic electric trains working. Wow. Oh, a membership application form. In fact, it even mentions it keeps one of these 4 SEPs in here. Look at that. That is really cool. And there's some other EMUs they have in preservation. And there's the picture of... Yep, that's the one that is preserved for this EPB Preservation Group. And there's the website. Wow. I wonder what railway they're on now, because it would be great to go down there and see one of these in real life, because I've not seen a Class 411 in reality. But yeah, wow. This will definitely be something to look out for later. So we'll put that down. Not seen that before, so I wasn't expecting it. Then in here we have the Collectors Club flyer, of course. What did we expect? The guarantee. Seen them all before. And then we have, oh wow, instructions. So these will be the first 4. Well, these are going to be the first ones for the Class 411, that's for sure. So it's the assembly there, as you can see. replacement parts, and the unit assembly. So I'm guessing it has to go in this specific order. Obviously the motor one first, then TS, TC, and the DMBS-A unpowered. Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be in the order shown, as it says here. Arrange the cars in the order shown. Okay. And of course you've got the stuff on the front here. Hints for best results. Whatever. The DCC decoder, the body removal, the general stuff, and interchangeable end doors. And that's something for the lights, or something like that. Okay. So let's get it open. Right, this is the moment we all look forward to. Opening it up. Although this one doesn't seem to want to. Yeah, this one's being a tricky little blighter. It doesn't want... Oh yes, there we go. She wants to come out now. So, empty box. We'll go down on the floor for the time being. In fact, actually, let's put it away. Right, well, the box is away. So, off comes this plastic case. And then we have the details. Oh, wow! We have all these drawbar connectors, which is good, because I do believe they're spares, because I think there are many in here that I've already got them on. And also we have this. It looks to me like a spare door of some sort, unless it already has it on the front. But wow, I've not seen that before. That's quite cool. We'll come back to that later. Wow. Oh yeah. She's very heavy. Okay. Now we'll have a look at the model. Well, what can we say about it? Just look at it. Well, first of all, that thing I showed you in the bag doesn't need it on. It's already got this code here at the front, which is 50. But look at this. I mean, these have won Model of the Year. 2009 or 11, whichever one it is, I don't know. But they have won Model of the Year before, and it's not hard to see why, because the detail on these is absolutely stunning. For starters, oh no, sprung buffers. It is a surprise, but I don't really mind about it having non-sprung buffers, because to be honest, they're only there for play. You only touch them, or at least I do, when I'm holding the model. I don't touch them again after. I don't touch them while the model's running around the track. But the bogie is very nicely detailed, and you can see the third rail connectors there, as you can see on the bogie. You've got the axle boxes and the springs, and all these rivets as well. There's the coupling at the front. It is removable because there's an M socket, but I'm not going to remove it, because you can couple these up to locos, such as the Class 73, Class 33. I have the Class 73, but not the 33 yet. You can even couple it up to the Class 45, Class 20s, and even the Class 42 warship. There's lots of diesel locos you can couple it up to, and that is something I shall do. Not all the time, but I will do it on the odd occasion. The underframe detail is stunning. Just look at that, especially these here. They have a very nice texture to them. There's the other bogie there. Just as well detailed. The livery is spot on. Got the BR double arrows logo there, and the number S61308. That's the guard door, and the handrails and the door handles are done really nice. And the glazing is flushed, so it doesn't bulge out, and you can see through them. So there are seats that are in there. You can just about see them. You've got no smoking signs on the windows, and you've even got curtains in the windows. which is accurate to the prototype. Wow. The roof, well, there's not much to say about the roof really, it's bland, just all these bumps on the top. Then there's the rear, that's where the drawbar connector connects into. At the back you've got something that resembles a Buckeye coupling. There's the corridor gangway connection, which is really nicely detailed. That at the back is a C1 and all that other writing. But there's some nice detailing here on the back though. And it's all been put on separately. And then the other side is just as good. Again, accurate livery, windows you can see through, no smoking signs, curtains and seats inside. I won't put people inside them, but that's not for you to do. There's the door there. And then there's this other writing here. Load 1 ton. Something else. There's the other third rail connector, of course. Then at the front, wow, you've got the horns at the top, the unit number 7113, rivets on the gangway, lamp irons, of course. You got all these vacuum pipes at the front, and jumper cables at the front so it can be coupled to other locos and whatever. They really have captured the front of this amazingly well. And also wipers on the windows. And also, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the inside of the interior is painted, as you can see there. And that is a really nice touch. That actually looks like the wheel from a ship, that does. That window you might just be able to see as well, the interior painted. There's no driver in there, but you could add one yourself. Could be a man or a woman. In fact, one thing I've noticed, the model makers don't make female drivers. I think that's a bit sexist, because you can get female drivers, and there are female enthusiasts out there. So, what goes? Ugh, I don't know. Maybe they will one day, and it would be nice if they did, because it actually looks more right. But wow, what an EMU. And this is only the first carriage we've looked at. Okay, so that one's done. So I'm going to move it out of the way, because next we are going to look at, if we can just get it, one of the centre couches. We'll look at them all one by one. So we'll put this unit to one side. Because I don't want to damage her. Okay. Yeah, this one's going to be tricky to get out as well. I just know it. What I have to do is to get this one to bend out slightly and then pull it out. You know, these are really tightly fitted. Usually the ones I've encountered have been easy to come out. Well, it's not the case with this one, but it's just a nitpick though, really. Everything's going down on the floor, by the way. Just to let you know. I will pick it all up later. So that'll be another job for me. But for now, we care about the review. So here's the first centre couch. Now you can see that there is already a drawbar connector in there. So I'm presuming all the others you get are spares. And you can tell that this is the centre couch, obviously, because it's light, but then it needs to be. But there is a tiny bit of weight in there. Okay, so let's have a look at it. You've got the bogies, of course. All the rivets and axle boxes and springs. The undercarriage detail is stunning. Just look at that. It's not all basic as well. There's the other bogie. At the back you've got all this detailing again. There's the Buckeye coupling. Corridor gangway connection. The roof again is not the most interesting thing to look at, but it's there and it's detailed. Again, spot on livery, which is what we want. You've got nice doors and handrails and handles. Flushed glazing on the windows and see-through, so it's not smoked and blacked out. S70262, that's the number for this coach. And that is where the toilets would be. Or the bog. Some people call it. One thing I'll just point out, these bits under here, do be careful because they are fragile. Because I don't want to damage this model, especially on camera. So, well, there's two toilets actually. So that one I'm assuming is for ladies and that one's for the gents. Well, of course. You can't have two toilets for men. Where are the women going to go to relieve themselves? Out the window? Or out the doors? That was a joke, by the way. But yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that one of the toilets is the men's and the other is the women's. Because if not, that would just be stupid. Again, curtains in the glazing and seats you can see. I mean, they are hard to see, but they are there. And again, you got some signs on the windows there. I don't know what they are because I can't really see what's written on them. But yeah, so there's the first centre coach. And these are Mark 1s, but they have been modified, i.e. no buffers and chaining couplings, to run with ease. And of course the undercarriage detail and whatever. So, we'll next have a look at the other centre coach. Okay. So, packaging to one side. Cool. As you can see, that's all of it down on the floor, so I'm going to have fun picking that up later. But sorry about that then, off camera I got interrupted because the lad had to be taken away, because my dad needed it. But at least I've got some more room here, so I can have a dance if I wanted to, whilst doing the review. Or do opera singing. No, we're not going to do that. Right. So there's the other drawbar connector. So I'm assuming all that lot is spare. So if one breaks, result. You got Bachmann to come to the rescue there. Train on. It wasn't from a class 411, but oh well. Well, in this area they didn't operate. All the underframe detail again is there. The bogies, of course, exactly the same as the others, rivets, etc. Now this is first class because of the yellow stripe and the number 1 there. So this one I'm assuming goes behind the motor one. Well, of course it would, yeah. Another toilet. There and there. Which one's the gents and which one's the men's? Who knows? In fact, one might be a backup for Doctor Who. In case he's on the train and he's forgotten, oh god, I'm not on the TARDIS, I'll have to go on one of these. Again, that was a joke. All this detail at the back there. I don't seem really enthusiastic there, do I? But it's the same detailing though, and it's not moulded, it's put on separately. The corridor gangway connection, wow, very nicely detailed. Again, spot on livery. Glazing with more signs on. No smoking. Again, there's curtains in the windows and seats in there, so you can have people if you want. The doors and the handles are kept there, very nice. And the first class signs in the windows. So maybe the toilets in first class are up to date. No, one yank all gone. Alan Partridge reference there. You've got some more number 1s here, and there's the corridor there, which is very nicely detailed and painted white. There's the coach number. And again the roof, not the most interesting thing to look at, but it's there, and it's detailed, because if it had none of these bumps on, then, well, it just wouldn't look right. But they have got the bumps on, so you can tell it's a Mark 1. Okay. So that's that coach done with. If you're wondering where I'm putting the units, the coaches, whatever, they're over there. The motor unit is just hiding behind that slope on the hill there, as you can see. Well, the cows are lying down in the field. Looks like it's going to rain. Well, some of them are lying down. So now all that's left to look at is the dummy end. Well, one of the unit ends that's a dummy. That sounds more better to say. So this is what I'm going to have to do with this. Push it down so the plastic comes out to the side, and then lift it out like this. So these are definitely the hardest boxes I've come across, because usually all the others, like I said before, open really easier. But we'll let that go. Okay. So let's look at the unit end. Ah, no, that door earlier I showed you might be something to add on this one, because there's no number in it. But I might just leave it like that though, because I have no idea in the slightest how you stick it on, and I don't even want to try. So I'll leave that, but that will be a spare. So again, it's the other unit, and yes, of course, the drawbar connector's in there, so obviously that proves all that lot in there is spares. So you have the very good bogey detail. Now, for a dummy, there is a little bit of weight in this one. Not too much, though. Again, there's some more detail on the underframe, as you can see. Third rail connectors have to be there, of course. Removable couplings. The oval buffers that are not sprung, but that isn't a letdown on the model, in my opinion. Because, you know, I couldn't really care much if the model had sprung buffers or not. Besides, they are a little bit pointless, really, anyway. Accurate livery application, though. Flush glazing with curtains and seats and tables in there, like in all the units. The doors with the handles. There's the unit number, S61309. The double arrows logo, as well as the guard door. So there's two guards. Well, obviously there would be one, but obviously when they change ends, the guard will be another one. You know what I mean. And then you've got the horns at the top, the unit number again, and the exact same detail as on the other front. Lamp irons, jumper cables, window wipers, glazing, painted interior. Minus no driver, but then we'll let that go. Wow. What a model. And I'm glad they've given you none of the details to stick on yourself, because they'll just drop off at some point anyway. But wow, what a model. This could be the first model of 2014 to get a high score, i.e. 10 out of 10. So, now it's all left to do. Well, you know the drill. Let's put her on the track. We interrupt this broadcast to announce... No, don't do that again either. I didn't show you the brief history on the back of the box. Nearly forgot about that then, so I thought I'd show you this before I put the model on the tracks. I don't know why. I'm just going to do it anyway. I think I might have to stop drinking so much cider. Anyway. It's the usual stuff. And it does stay here. The first unit was withdrawn in 2002 and the last in 2005. So, these have had quite a stretch. Lasting that long. Wow. It's just amazing. Now we are free to put it on the tracks. Right, here we are at the track, and all the people are now added on the stations and the canopies are back on. And I suppose they've all come here to see the latest edition, the 4VEP. Actually, I think I could do something like that, so I might just open the door a bit. Right, well that's made a slight bit of difference, not much, but never mind. So, here's the 4VEP, waiting to be put on the tracks. Okay, so, now this is, well, I don't think I need the instructions for this, because I think I have the idea of how to do it. So, there goes the first unit. Okay, so let's bring the first class one in. Okay, so there we go. I don't know why I put the motor unit on in the first place anyway, because I could have done that before, like I just did. I don't know if you saw what I did. You might have. What I did is just lifted the two units up in the air and just pushed the drawbar connector in. Okay, so actually, oh, there are lights there. Okay, so next is this one. Of course, I suppose you could have it running as a 3-car if you wanted to, maybe even a 2-car, but I'd prefer to have it as a 4-car. So it would be much better. Okay, so and it appears I have knocked over a few people. Oh dear. But I've got the first 3 carriages in. So it doesn't really matter that I've knocked over this person. I mean, to be honest with you, some of these people are only blue tacked on anyway. Might not be entirely professional, but if the glue wasn't going to work much, what else was I going to do? Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll leave him fainted on the station. Right. So this is the last one. And then we're good to go. Okay, someone else has fainted. Right, so let's make sure it's all on the track. Yeah, it's all on. So, wrong way. Derailment happened. Right, now let's get it going. Now that looks ace. Well, considering this is the first time she's ever been ran, this is quite impressive. Passing the 4WDM there in the side and waiting for it to turn their duties. Through the tunnel. And then out through the other tunnel hole. As you can see, there is working lights. You can see the lights at the front there that's lighting up. Well, of course. There might be interior lighting, I don't know, but we'll check. Well, I apologise then, I had to change the SD card because this one, the one I used previously, was full. But yeah, it does have a working light on the front. I don't know about interior lighting, I will check that later. Doesn't matter if it doesn't, but I think there is interior lighting in there. So there she goes, passing the engine shed where the Halogen 47 in Virgin livery is. Passing the seaside. That still needs people on there. There will be some at a later date, trust me. Passing the grounded coach body and back through the station, where some of the people have fainted. Mainly him there. There's another guy under there. And I don't know why I'm showing you these, but I'm going to anyway. And there's another one there. Might be best if I get under it actually. You can just about see it, so I will have to sort them out later. And I've still got these two to find a home for. They won't go on the Class 411, and there's no benches left to stick them on. But I'll find a place for them. Okay, well I've turned out the lights, not fully. But this is just to see if there's interior lighting. And there is. Look at that. You can just about see it. Regardless, it's only in the one unit, i.e. the one with the motor. But that's still acceptable. At least there's some form of interior lighting in the unit. Wow, still really ace. Right, final thoughts. What can we say about this unit? It's fantastic. She's the first model, excuse the ball of blue tackle there, she's the first model of 2014 to get a 10 out of 10 score. Because I can't fault it, in my opinion. There's nothing bad to say about it. There's no problems. Get one. And I do have plans, like I said earlier in the video, to get other EMUs. Such as the Class 416. But thanks for watching. And I will see you again soon.